Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for appointments for November month. The session will be quite interesting. Stay tuned with us till the end. Also students, we upload the daily current affairs video at 5 am in the morning. Weekly current affairs, topic wise and monthly current affairs, they are uploaded regularly to help you learn and crack the competitive exams. Let's start. The first question is, who was recently appointed as the National Ambassador for Cyber Safety by Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center to promote the cyber safety? We know that the cyber crimes are rising, right? And in order to make sure and promote cyber security, who was appointed as the brand ambassador or national ambassador here? So Rashmika Mandana, a very famous actress, she will be appointed here, or she has been appointed here as the brand ambassador for cyber security by Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. Next, who was recently declared as the 6th president of Botswana? So Duma Boko, right? A 54-year-old Duma Boko was appointed as the 6th president of Botswana. Next, who he succeeded? He succeeded Mogwitsi Masis, right? He succeeded the option 1. Next, who was recently or who has recently been designated by the PFRDA as the chairman of the board of NPS Trust, that is National Pension System Trust. So who has been designated as the PFRDA chairperson, right? Chitra Jayasinghe. Chitra Jayasinghe has been appointed as the chairperson of the board of NPS Trust by PFRDA. Chitra will succeed whom? She will be succeeding Venkata Rao Yadagini. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Director General Designate of the International Corps Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Topics. So, who has been appointed here? Dr. Himanshu Pathak has been appointed here, right? Take a note of it. Next is, who has been recently elected as the 47th President of United States of America. So, Donald Trump has been appointed here, and he succeeded whom? He succeeded Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the 46th, and for Donald Trump, this is the second term. Earlier, he was the 45th President of USA, and now he is the 47th President of USA. Next, who was recently appointed as the chairperson of SSC? So S. Gopal Krishnan was appointed as the chairperson of SSC. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Rakesh Ranjan. Next, who was recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of JP Morgan Chase and Co. Domestic Banking Unit, that is for JP Morgan India. So Pranav Chawda was appointed as the CEO of JP Morgan India. Pranav Chawda succeeded whom? He succeeded Pradeep Singh. Next, who has recently been reappointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank Limited. So Amitabh Chaudhary was recently reappointed as MD and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank Limited, and he will be in this position for the next 3 years. Next, who has recently sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India? So Justice Sanjeev Khanna, right, was sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India. Next is, who has been recently re-elected to a second term as the President of Moldova. So Maya Sandu, correct, was re-elected to the second term as the president of Moldova. Next, who has recently been appointed as the brand ambassador for the upcoming Jharkhand elections by the Election Commission? So Mahendra Singh Dhoni was appointed as the brand ambassador for the Jharkhand elections by Election Commission. Next, who has recently appointed as the executive director of Regional Cooperation Agreement on combating piracy and armed robbery against the ships in Asia Information Sharing Center in Singapore. So VD Shefkar was appointed here as the ED. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Krishnaswamy Natarajan. Next, who has been recently elected as the new Secretary General of International Crime Police Organization, that is Interpol. So, who has been here elected as the new Secretary of Interpol? So, Waldesi Arkiza elected as the Secretary General of Interpol. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Managing Director of the National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited, that is NAFED. So who has been appointed here? Deepak Agrawal has been appointed here as the new Managing Director of NAFED. Next, who has recently took over as the Chairman of Airports Authority of India, right? So Vipin Kumar has been appointed as the Chairman of Airports Authority of India. He will be succeeding M. Suresh. Next, who will take over as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bharti Airtel in January 2026. So, Shashwat Sharma, right, will take over as MD and CEO of Bharti Airtel and he will be succeeding Gopal Vittal. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Jharkhand? So, Alka Tiwari was recently appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Jharkhand. Next, who was recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Mauritius for the third term? So, Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam was appointed as the Prime Minister of Mauritius for the third term. Next, Alex Dider Felix Aim was recently sworn in as the interim Prime Minister of Haiti. Next is who was recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Multi-Commodity Exchange of India. So, Praveena Rai was recently appointed as CEO and Managing Director of Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Next, who has recently elected as the 13th President of International Hockey Federation? So, Mohammad Tayyab Ikram was appointed as 13th President of FIH. Next is who has been recently appointed as the new chairman of IOCL, that is Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So Arvind Singh Sahani was appointed as the new chairman of IOCL and he will be appointed here for a period of 5 years. He replaced whom? He replaced Satish Kumar Vadugiri. Next, who has been recently appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka? So Harini Amrasurya was appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. Next, who was recently elected as the 6th President of Somaliland? Right, who was appointed here? Abdirahman Muhammad Abdullahi was appointed here as the 6th President of Somaliland. Next, who was recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan? So, Abdullah Nigamatovich Aripov was appointed here as the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan. Next, who has recently joined All Living Things Environmental Film Festival as the Goodwill Ambassador? So, right option here is Shriya Pilgaonkar was appointed here as the Goodwill Ambassador for the All Living Things Environmental Film Festival. Next, who has recently been appointed as the new Prime Minister of Mali? So, Abdoulaye Maiga was appointed as the new Prime Minister of Mali. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Service Committee? Right? So, who has been appointed here? Justice Surya Kant was appointed as the new chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. He replaced Justice B.R. Gavai. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Lithuania? So, right option here is Gintautas Paluckas. I repeat, Gintautas Paluckas was appointed as the Prime Minister of Lithuania. So that's all for the day, students. Let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial for your learning. Next, Which state has recently become the first state in India to introduce an innovative plan that connects the ecosystem service of its forest with green gross domestic product? So which state it is? Chhattisgarh. Right, this initiative is directly linked to the environmental contributions of forests like clean air, water conservation, biodiversity and state's economic progress. Also, if we talk about Chhattisgarh, here the forest cover is almost 40% of the land area. Right, this action plan will seek balance between economic growth and environmental conservation to protect the ecosystem for the future generations. Next, which country and India has recently held their first security dialogue in New Delhi to enhance the bilateral cooperation? It was between India and Sri Lanka, right? And this was the first India Malaysia security dialogue that was co-chaired by the National Security Advisor of India, that is Ajit Doval, and similarly Malaysia's Director General. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the test series to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy held between India and Australia in January 2025 in Sydney, Australia? This is the location where this was held. So, if we look at the option, which among the following are right? Option A and option C are right, B is wrong. B is saying that R. Ashwin, that is Ravichandra Ashwin, was awarded with the Player of the Series title as he emerged as the highest wicket taker of the tournament with 32 tickets. Is it correct? So remember, not Ravichandra Ashwin, who was termed as the awarded with the player of the series. He will be Jasprit Bumrah, right, with 32 wickets. Rest all are right. And Australia has beaten India by 3-1 in a 5-test match series. Next, which insurance company has recently won the runner-up title for the most effective insurance penetration at the ASSOCHAM's 16th Global Insurance Summit and Awards 2024? So, which is that insurance company? It is Star Health and Allied Insurance Company Limited. Correct? They have won the runner-up title for the most effective insurance penetration at the ASSOCHAM's 16th Global Insurance Summit and Award. Next, which bank has recently become the first domestic bank to execute a gold forward deal with from Gift City in Gujarat? So, which is that bank? It is HDFC Bank, and they became the first domestic bank to execute a gold forward deal, and it was from Gift City, Gujarat. Right, this transaction was conducted by the Banks International Union Unit, Banks International Banking Unit, that is at Gift City in collaboration with Hindustan Platinum. Next, which Indian company has recently partnered with Alta Maritime to supply and manufacture sonobuoys for the US Navy standard for the Indian Navy? Right, these sonobuoys, right, for this the contract has been signed by Bharat Dynamics Limited. Bharat Dynamics Limited, it is Hyderabad based. It is Indian Defence Public Sector undertaking, and they have partnered with Ultra Maritime of USA based leading global provider of underseas warfare system to supply and manufacture these sonobuoys of US Navy standard to the Indian Navy. Next, what is the coverage amount per person under the upgraded cashless treatment scheme for road accident victims recently announced by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari ji? So, what is the cover here? It is 1.5 lakh rupees, right? It is 1.5 lakh rupees per person per accident for a maximum of 7 days, provided that the accident is reported to the police within 24 hours. Also, in case if the person is deceased, his family will be receiving a compensation of 2 lakh rupees here. Next, which ministry has recently partnered with various Indian institutes of technology for skill development in semiconductor manufacturing? It is MEITY, that is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Right, take a note of this. Here, USA based software tech giant Microsoft Corporation, they have signed this MOU with MEITY, that is under the India AI mission that aims to provide skill development training to more than 5 lakh students, teachers, professionals in artificial intelligence by 2026. Next, which of the following has recently partnered with New Shop, a 24/7 convenience retail chain, to launch the Empower Her Biz Sapno Ki Udan project to empower women entrepreneurs? So this Empower Her Biz, it was launched by
Which of the following organization partnered with New Shop 24/7? It is Women Entrepreneurship Platform, right? This WEP, they have partnered with New Shop 24/7. What is this New Shop? Basically, this is the shop or retail outlet that works 24/7 even at night, and you can go and purchase things there, right? As this will be empowering the women entrepreneurs. Here, women that are aged between 18 to 35 years of age will be selected through an online application progress and will help them to grow. Even this fees for these retail shops will not be taken from them. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the annual edition of Henley and Passport Index for 2025 released by Henley and Partners? If we look at the option A and C are right, B is wrong. B is saying that India ranked 80th spot in the Henley Passport Index 2025 with visa-free access to only 57 destinations worldwide. Is it correct? So no. What is the rank of India? India rank dropped from 80th spot to 85th spot. So now it is 85th, right? And we are having access to 57 countries visa free. Next, RBI, they have recently introduced a new credit reporting rule mandating that all lender update credit bureau records every 15 days effective from 1st of Jan to 2025. Correct, take a note of this. Next, who was recently appointed as the 11th chairman of ISRO and secretary of Department of Space by the Government of India? So who is the new chairman of ISRO? V Narayanan, right? And he is the 11th chairman of ISRO. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding S Somnath, and his term will be of 2 years. Next, which country has recently become a super aged society with 20% of its population aged 65 years or older? It is South Korea. Next, recently, India extended the deadline for duty-free imports of dash product until Feb 2025. So recently, India extended the deadline for the duty-free imports of yellow peas until Feb 2025. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Andhra Pradesh and Odisha for launching infrastructural projects worth 2.5 lakh crore rupees? If we look at the options here, option B and C are right. A is wrong. A is saying that PM laid the foundation stone and inaugurated various railway and road projects worth 19,500 crore rupees in Odisha. Is it correct? So all these things are right. Just remember here, these projects that we are talking about, right, in Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, correct? So they were not in this 19,500 crore rupees railway and road projects, not in Odisha but in Andhra Pradesh. Then first green hydrogen hub under National Green Hydrogen Mission was launched in Andhra Pradesh, right? Next is, which of the following are correct with respect to the Unnat Jyoti by Affordable Light Emitting Diode Scheme for All, that is Ujala scheme, and Street Lighting National Program as of January 2025? If we look at the options, all these three options are rightly mentioned here. Next, which edition of the National Program for Organic Product was recently launched by Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal at the National Agriculture Science Complex in Pusa, New Delhi? Which is the edition it is asked, right? Which edition of this program was launched? It was the 8th edition of this program was launched in Pusa, New Delhi. Correct, take a note of it. Next, okay, here one more thing, remember, during this event Piyush Goyal also launched TraceNet 2.0. This is an organic promotion portal, right? And this is an upgraded online organic traceability system for seamless operations and improved tool for regulatory oversight. Next, which organization recently approved $35 million loan for Meghalaya multi-sectoral project for adolescent well-being, empowerment and resilience, that is Empower, to enhance education quality in Meghalaya? So direct question, that Empower was launched by which organization to enhance the education quality in Meghalaya? It is World Bank that has launched this Empower, right? And this will target the students between 6th to 12th grade. Moving on, which organization has recently approved $21.28 billion loan, 21.28 billion rupees loan for GMR Smart Electric Distribution Private Limited to implement smart meters across Uttar Pradesh? It is IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited. And here this GMR Smart Electric Distribution Private Limited, they will operate and maintain smart meters under a 10-year contract with the distribution companies. Next, who has been recently appointed as the chairperson of Athletics Federation of India's Athletics Commission. So, Anju Bobby George has recently been appointed as the chairperson here of this Athletics Federation of India's Athletes Commission. Next, sixth and the final Scorpion class submarine Dash under project P75 was delivered by Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited to the Indian Navy on 9th of January 2025. What is the name of that sixth and final Scorpion class submarine? It is INS Vagsheer, right? This is the name of this Indian naval ship. Next, National Film Awards P. Jayachandran recently passed away. He was a renowned what? He was a renowned singer who recently passed away. Next, Parvasi Bharati Divas, also known as the NRI Day, is celebrated every 2 years on 9th of January. Who recently presented the Parvasi Bharati Divas Samman Awards, the highest honor for the overseas citizens. So, this award is presented by the President of India, Draupadi Murmu ma'am. This Parvasi Bharati Divas is generally observed because remember in 1915 on 9th of January, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa. Next, which company recently launched two schemes, BSE Sensex Next 30 Index Fund and ETF as a part of its new investment opportunity. So, which company is it? It is DSP Asset Managers Private Limited. And this NFO for these schemes will be open from 10th of January and will be closing on 24th of January. Next, Grow Mutual Fund Asset Management Limited. They have recently launched India's first Grow Nifty Indian Dash Public Sector Undertaking Index Fund and Exchange Traded Fund. So it has been launched for the railway sector recently, right? All the companies related to the railway sector will be included in this fund. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the UNDESA, that is United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs recent report titled World Economic Situation and Prospectus 2025. If we look at the options, option B and option C are right. A is saying that the report forecast Indian economy to grow by 6.8% in 2025, primarily fueled by robust private consumption and investment growth. So if we look at the option here, option A is wrong, but the right option will be that the forecast projects that Indian economy is expected to grow by how much in 2024, right? So see, 6.8 was registered in 2024. If we are talking about 2025, it is expected that India will be growing by 5.7% and 6% in 2026. Correct? Next is which beaches in Kerala were recently awarded the Blue Flag certification by the Foundation of Environmental Education. See, this Blue Flag certification, this certification is given to various beaches for their conservation efforts to protect the marinas, to protect the ecosystem there, biodiversity there, right? So for that conservation, here this Blue Flag certification is there so that we can protect our blue economy. Correct. So recently it was Kappad and Chal beaches. These beaches are where they beaches are in Kerala and they were awarded with this Blue Flag certification.